All right, guys. Hope everyone is doing well today. Happy Webinar Wednesday. We have a great webinar in store for you guys today. We have lots of updates to share. We'll have plenty of time for some Q&A. We'll dive right in here. If this is your first time joining, welcome. I'm Jason there on the left, and we're lucky to be joined by David Rockland, who is the digital strategist here at Brilliant Directories. David, thanks for taking the time to join us on the webinar today.
Hey, everybody. So glad to be back with you for webinar number 204. Really looking forward to the updates that we have to share with you guys this week. We got some great ones in store. The dev team's really been hard at work, and I think we've got a lot that are going to be really exciting.
Really exciting, and there just aren't enough hours in the day to get everything done. We're pushing as fast and as quickly as possible, and we'll show you guys what some of those updates are soon. We are streaming on YouTube, so our friends on YouTube Live, welcome to the webinar. We recommend subscribing to the Brilliant Directories YouTube channel. It's a great way to get notified when webinars are live, when the replays are ready, when we post featured tutorials and more. You can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/YouTube and just click on that subscribe button. We'll share a link in the comments for you there. And one of the benefits of streaming on YouTube is the replay will be available immediately after the webinar, and we will post that replay to our friends in the Brilliant Directories Facebook group. If you're not part of the Facebook group, we certainly invite you to join. I'm in there myself. Lots of great topics and conversations, people strategizing on how to grow or just launch their directory. Lots of good questions in there. Lots of good feedback is being shared as well. So you can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook, and I will see you there. And also, if you do have a Brilliant Directories website, head on over to your app store and you can download the Brilliant Directories app free. It's a great way to stay updated with your Brilliant Directories site wherever you are. You can see new member signups, new revenue that's coming into your site, and more. Also, you should get the app now because in about a month or two, we have updates coming to the app. It's going to be a bit more robust, and it's going to allow you to get real-time push notifications so you can get alerted on your phone when you have activity on your site. And David, I'll pass this one over to you. And we have a contest that is ending tomorrow, and everyone here is invited to join.
Yes, we do have a giveaway. It's been going on for the last week or so in the Facebook group. We're giving away some $20 gift cards for the BD Swag store. So this will cover any item in there. So if you want to join, head on over to the Facebook group. I'll go ahead and grab the link for that giveaway here and put it directly in the chat. So just click on that link. If you're not already part of the Facebook group, all you need to do is log in and click join and go to that link. It'll take you right to the post. Leave a comment on the post. Comments are going to close at the end of the day tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day, July 31st, and then we'll be announcing the winners this Friday. That will be August 1st. So while it's still up, if you haven't joined yet, be sure to join the Summer Swag giveaway. You can get any item in the BD Swag store for free if you are one of the lucky winners.
And I'm just going to pin this to the front of the Facebook group there, David. So whoever's going there can see that first. And just a little comment about the shop. My two personal favorite items in here are this Bluetooth speaker. It actually comes smaller than you think when it arrives, but it's a perfect place. It's a perfect thing to put on your desk. It does have some power to it as well. And also this mouse pad here with the wrist guard. These two are my personal favorites, but lots of fun stuff here. All right, we do see some new names and faces joining us for Webinar Wednesday. Also, some BD All-Stars. I see you there, Neil. Welcome to the webinar. Just a little bit about Webinar Wednesday. Week after week, the BD team is pushing new updates and new features into the platform. A lot of those suggestions come from you guys in the Facebook group, support tickets, and we do listen to you guys, and we try to prioritize items that will have the biggest impact for the most amount of BDers. So in Webinar Wednesday, we'll cover some of those updates that can give you some actionable steps to help you grow your community. We'll talk about things like how to increase traffic, converting visitors to members. Today, we're going to talk about creating content, actually. But we cover these topics, and also there is a Q&A. So if you're working on your site and you might be stuck, or you have a strategy question or a technical question, we'll always do the 2 or 3 minute challenge and see if we can help you here on the webinar. So if you have questions, you can type your questions into the comments there. And if you'd like your microphone to be unmuted, let me just put this little streamer on the page here. If you want your mic to be unmuted, it's just a couple step process. Join us at brilliantdirectories.com/stream. We'll put that in the comments and just type question in all caps. That'll let us know that you want your microphone unmuted during the questions and answers section. So with that said, enough intro. Let's dive into the BD Lab updates. We have some goodies to share with you guys today, and I'll start right there at the top. We all know that with Brilliant Directories, you can bill your members monthly, biannually, that's every 6 months, every 3 months, and annually. Just recently, we've introduced 2 and 3 year billing. There's a few benefits to that. One is you can lock in membership for longer periods of time. So overall less churn rate because they're locked in for longer periods of time. And also you can command a slightly higher price. So if your annual price is $100, perhaps for a 2 or 3 year, you can charge, maybe $175 or $250. Just a small discount for that extra investment that they're making, but that can allow you to generate more revenue more quickly. Also, the next one here is related to the admin area. We have now introduced a phase 1 of a universal search bar for you when you're working in your admin area. And I can show you an example of what that looks like and kind of where it's going as well. So in the last week or so, you may have noticed these 2 inputs at the top here. It says universal search. And basically, it's a quick lookup search for your site. So generally, if you want to get to a member or get to a widget that you're working on or find a review that was posted, you'd go to the sidebar, you'd go to, member reviews and then filter for that email address. You can do that right here. I'll just type in sample. I know there's a lot of sample records here. So here we could see that there are members with sample. You can get more specific. You can put the email address, sample at sample. And you kind of get the point here. You can see leads and reviews. And when you click on it, it will right now take you to the admin page, pre-filtered for that record. So you can see that here. In a second iteration of this, what I'm actually more excited about is when you start typing a name and you see records here, you'll actually have some small button options here. So you'll have like edit or view live, or whatever else makes sense for that type of record. And also while you're typing here, you can also search, you can pre-filter. So if you're only looking for leads that have the word sample in it, you could just toggle this here. There's about 10 plus things you can filter for. And again, basically this is names and emails or the nicknames of your forms and widgets and menus. Or the post title name. So if we do sample and we search for single posts, let's see if there's anything that comes up. So we have a ton of test posts that we did, sample post 29, and so on. So this is a quick lookup tool, looking up basically names and email addresses, help you navigate around the admin a bit quicker. All right, number 3 on the list, SCHEMA Boost. We've been talking about that a lot in previous webinars. No action is required from you. Schema is just kind of like little breadcrumbs of code inside your site's source code, and it kind of tells search engines and other crawlers what certain pages are about. And with this update, we have now provided default schema for products and real estate listings. One caveat with the real estate listings, it is valid in there. However, the Google, if you're familiar with this stuff, the Google Rich Snippet Tester does not show real estate listing schema right now. But if you go to schema.org and use their validator tool, you will see that your real estate listings have that schema. So it is future-proof right now. As soon as Google Rich Snippets starts recognizing real estate listings with their testing tool, you'll start seeing those there. All right, number 4, email variables. This is a quality of life. No real additional functionality, more of a convenience has been released here. Now, when you're writing emails in the text editor's toolbar, you can easily drop in variables. And I'll show you what I mean very plain and simply here. Let's go to send a newsletter as a test here. You can also do it anywhere you send an email, compose email, creating email templates, but we'll just create new email. And we'll just start from scratch. All right, super. Let me zoom out one here. There we go. So when you're in the editor now, before we had variables, if you're wondering what a variable is, you'll see right now, a list of them here. You'd have to manually copy them and paste them into your email. So now what you can do is you can type in hi, and you can get the variable there, first name. And then you can say Jason here from, and obviously you can type in your website name, but the variables are here as well. And you can say I'm emailing you about your membership plan. Let's ignore the spelling for now. And you can look at the their membership plan name here. So there are a list of many variables that you can use here. The member's phone number, the website details like the website's name, domain, the website's phone number, some billing information if you're going to email them about an invoice, and more. So again, these things were always here. They were in the sidebar. You'd have to manually copy them in, but now they're available right here in the toolbar for you. Just a little bit of added convenience. And yeah, there is a little keyword filter here, so you can just kind of search for the variable you're looking for. All right, number 5 on this list, Mongolian. I love Mongolian barbecue. Mongolian is now a new front-end language supported on all sites. So if your site is catering to a Mongolian demographic or market, you can set all your text labels and the front end of your site translated into Mongolian. I think the total number of supported languages now is, I think, 44 or 45. So we have really good coverage there for any market your website may be targeting. Next one here, custom offers. A lot of you are familiar with the section that we added in the admin area and in the member dashboard where you can offer kind of business solutions to your members. Right now, you can connect your affiliate link if you want to offer it or just straight away offer some of those solutions to your members. Coming soon, just on the cusp, probably by the next webinar, you'll be able to add your own offer. So let me just show you in the admin very quickly what I'm referring to. Under the finance section, you can click manage offers. And again, these are meant for you to offer these to your members. Maybe they need a website from Wix or business cards from Vistaprint. But we do provide you links where you can sign up for these affiliate programs, and you can then include your affiliate link. So if any of your members end up purchasing from these solutions, you can make a small affiliate commission. But what we're adding soon, and this is a screenshot here, is you will be able to add a new offer to this list, and you'll also be able to sort it. So you could disable all the default offers that are included here and just add your own offers. And what's really cool about this is it could be your own digital products. The offers could be upgrades to other membership plans per se, because you can turn offers on and off based on certain membership plans. And what's also cool about this is you won't be locked into the 4 categories we started you off with. You'll be able to create your own categories and then drop in your own offers there. So you can already do this kind of in the member dashboard. You just customize it and use the text editor and just drop in whatever buttons or banners and images. We did a webinar on it before, but this will just make it a bit more systematic and a bit more organized with a dedicated place to offer boosts and offers to your members, and hopefully to help you guys increase your revenue a bit. So again, hopefully this one will also be released by the next webinar in 2 weeks. All right, and we did mention the Brilliant Directories mobile app. In a month or 2, real-time push notifications will be available there. But also with that, there are desktop notifications that are coming soon as well. And I'll show you kind of where those settings will live. So this is a test page. You guys don't have access to this yet. But if you're in your website's dashboard, you'll have a page where you can control notification settings. And you'll actually, once this is fully live, you'll have 3 options on site, which when you have a new sign up or a new lead, you'll get a little notification bubble in the corner of your Brilliant Directories admin area. What's also cool about this is you'll be able to have the same settings for all your sites or per site. And if it's on per site basis, you can choose what notifications you want for certain sites. So maybe there's a site where you just do some content managing, or it's dormant, or you don't care about it so much. You can actually turn off notifications for that site. Or if there's a sensitive site and you don't want notifications to pop up on your computer screen for a certain site, you can disable that. So there'll be some good notification types here. New payments, new review, new lead, admin activity, like, John saved the widget. Another big one is when the BD support team replies to one of your open tickets, you'll get pinged. And the 3 notification methods we'll have ultimately are the on-site with the bubble in the corner, the mobile push notifications if you have the Brilliant Directories app, and there's another one called desktop notification. It's a little different than on-site. It actually comes in through the corner of your desktop computer. So it's not necessarily in the web browser, but it's really in the background of your whole computer. So even if you have your browser closed, you'll get a pop-up notification. Also good is you can choose the frequency when this is released. You can have it in real time. If you have a busy site, you'll just get dinged all day long. Or you can throttle it a bit and just ask it to give you the most recent updates every 5 to 60 minutes. So that'll just kind of alleviate if you have if you have a really busy site. All right, and lots of things underway, and this one is just starting to be worked on, but we also think it should be released by the next webinar. Activity charts in your main admin dashboard. What this is going to allow you to do is visualize kind of website activity. I can show you an example of what and where this is going to be. So here's just a mock-up of what we're going to see. It's going to be in your main admin dashboard. Let's look at what we currently have in the admin dashboard area when you first log in. If you're starting out, you have the Start Here wizard. And actually in the webinars, we hide the finance, but we have kind of, it's fine. It does the job and it's good. But what we really want to give you guys is this website analysis or analytics here. And what you'll be able to do here is, let's just talk about signups. You can turn some of these off, and this is a count of how many you received. So you can actually see how many signups you received in any period of time. This site doesn't have too much activity on it. Just click on there. Yep, that shows the date that doesn't exist. Let's just do year to date, and we'll see nothing for a long time. And then, yep, there we go. Some activity here. But what's really nice is you can also compare how many leads, how many posts are being created, how many comments are being left with this tool, and you can also toggle daily, weekly, or monthly. So this will give you a better sense and a pulse of kind of the activity that's happening on your site. And this is for website analytics. We're actually going to turn this into a little select menu, and you'll be able to select your finance. So you'll be able to see a very similar type of chart, but how much revenue you generated in a certain period of time, how many refunds issued, how many past due payments, and so on. All the analytics we have for invoices and revenue on your site. And then also here, you'll have a nice pie chart, which will actually be pretty convenient. You can actually see the split of how many members are part of your different membership plans. So generally, you'll have more free member signups than paid members if you offer that. But this should give you a nice snapshot of the kind of spread of how members are distributed to different membership plans on your site. And in addition to that, just a bit more beautification coming here. We're going to have a what do you want to do today section. And actually, we are going to implement some AI into here. I'll show you that in a moment. But overall, I think the big update that's coming soon here is the chart here. So you'll be able to actually visualize, signups and activity and things like that. All right, and the last two here is actually what we're going to cover as kind of the tip of the week. I just want to show you guys the direction we're heading, and I did post a little teaser in the Facebook group. Basically, we're moving towards AI helping you guys create assets for your website, whether it be posts, newsletters, landing pages, offers, improving SEO, or creating SEO content. So this stuff is going to slowly start trickling in over the next few months, and we wanted to show you some of the first iterations that are coming soon and should be available to you guys also by the next webinar in probably the next 2 weeks. So we have two things to show you guys: some new wizards, they extrapolate some workflows that you already do in the admin, making it a bit easier. And then the first iteration of AI is creating posts with AI, and we can have some fun with that. I'll let you guys type in the comments what you want me to write a post about, and we'll see what the AI spits out for that. So you guys can already start typing in what kind of article or what kind of topic or a press release or any type of thing that you would create for a post. Feel free to type that into the comment. I'll start with the create wizards. I wanted to give you guys a sneak peek of what's cooking here. Let me just refresh this site here. All right, great. So we talked about the universal search here. What you're going to have soon is also this create drop down here. And I'll actually go through each of these so you guys kind of have a sense of the direction things are going and what to expect. We'll start with the most simple one. We've all added a member to our site, and it's that long form. You just put it in the name, the email, and so on. So we tried to simplify the process a bit and actually add some more conveniences in here. So When you add a member, just like normal, you're going to choose if it represents an individual or a company. And we'll just go and do this together. So we'll just do Jason, Jones, we'll do Jones Inc. and their phone number. And what's good about this is, and I'll show you when you get to the end, we'll do jj.com. One cool thing here is the password. There will be a generate password button, so you don't have to manually come up with one. You can see it, you can copy it, and so forth. So that'll be a nice convenience there. On the next page, you can choose if they're going to be active or not active on the site, if they're inactive. Also, you can assign a membership plan. If the membership plan has the option to send a welcome email, you'll see that here. So I think 3 does not have one. Yep. So we see that go away. And you'll have the option to choose if you want to allow duplicate email addresses. So maybe you know that somebody on your site has a member record, is a member with the same email. You can choose if you want to allow it or not. Also, you can connect the top level category and you can hit continue here. You get a nice review here, and we're going to create the member. And the member is created successfully. So at this point, we can go ahead and just create a new member. We can log in as this member. And yeah, the confetti is kind of fun too. Yeah, we can see here all the information's in. And then from here, as the admin of the site, you can go ahead and continue to add more information if you need to. Or you can just reset the form and create a new member again. So that's the create member one, pretty straightforward. The next one, I'm going to skip create post. We'll do that one at the end together because it actually has the most magic for us. Let's go to create invoice. Now, I'm going to go here. I think a lot of BDers don't know because it is so buried, and that is a fault on our part. And that's why some of these updates are coming. If you wanted to bill a member one time or start a subscription for them manually, you can do that. And a lot of us do know how to do that, but some of us don't. So if you wanted to, just create an invoice or bill a member, you'd have to go to search members right now. And then you'd have to go to payment history. And then you can click new order. And actually right now you're kind of stuck just choosing one of your membership plans to assign them to. With this new create invoice wizard, we can search for a member, just search for sample again. And we'll choose the first option there. Right here, we'll choose Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. All right. So what it asks you what type of billing. Now we can go the start a subscription route, and that's exactly what we were about to do with the old way. You would choose a membership plan, the billing cycle that's available for the membership plan. You can also choose if you want to bill them immediately or at a future start date. And then you can apply, this is new, you can choose to apply a coupon code you might have on your site to that subscription. But this is something new, the create invoice or request money option. And it kind of works like PayPal or Zelle when you just want to request money. What you do is you can just, you've already chosen the person. You can say SEO services and you can charge $100. And you can also say, nice guy helping you, $50. And this basically creates a one-time payment request for the person you're trying to bill. And what's cool about this is you can choose to capture the payment today. And if there's a credit card on file, the system will immediately capture it for you. So if you're talking to the customer on the phone, they have a card on file, but you can add one if they don't, but you'll be able to bill them. The power's in your hands to bill them immediately. Otherwise, you can set a future due date if you want. Maybe this invoice should be paid by August 15th. We do not want to capture the payment today. You can also include a discount. Maybe you told them you'll give them a $100 discount, and then we can hit create. So now we see that the review process is here. There's 2 line items in this invoice, the SEO services and the nice guy helping. And we see who we're going to bill, and we can go ahead and create the invoice. So the invoice is created. One thing we're going to tag on to the end of this wizard is the option to email the member as well, because sometimes you don't want to send an automated email. So that power will be in your hand if you want to also alert this person via email. So that's going to be new with this, and really excited about that. And the create coupon, if you have the easy coupon codes add-on, very helpful add-on, but there are a lot of settings. Let's actually go there together and look at the current settings when you're creating a coupon code. And a lot of them were from the request of BDers, and they all made sense. They were all good requests for coupon codes because people want to create coupon codes and they only want them to apply to certain purchases or certain members who have the privilege of redeeming those coupon codes. So we can do Jason 50 and it'll be a % discount. That's easy. So this part's easy. But when you get down here, you can choose what this can be used for. Signups, leads, digital products, paper posts. If we choose digital products, then we see all our digital products and we choose which members can use the coupon for which digital products. And honestly, this has a lot of utility and it's super useful because you might be selling digital products and you only want your premium members to maybe get it for free, right? Like 100% off coupon code for that digital product, only if you're a certain membership plan, and everyone else has to pay the regular price. So again, there is some utility in this. But with the new wizards that we'll be launching, it's going to just simplify the workflow a bit more. Let me restart this here. Perfect. So all what we're familiar with, we'll do David 100, and you can choose just like normal %. Fixed discount, that's like $10 off. Price override is it just drops the price to whatever you want to override it to. So if it's $100, you can price override it to $10. We'll do % discount here, and we'll do 50 or 100 there. All right. So here is where it gets fun. You can now choose. You don't have to choose all those cumbersome settings. You can just say site-wide usage, and the coupon code will work on anything on your site. Of course, you can choose a start and expiration date when it will work, or maximum uses. So if you want to rush people to your checkout, you can limit it to the first 25 buyers get to use that promo code. But this is where the settings get a bit organized a bit better under specific usage types. So we do see the same 4 options here: signups and upgrades, leads and purchases, digital products, etc. But it's just a little bit easier to kind of see what you're doing here. So here's the different digital products. You can enable it. And then here you can choose which membership plans can use it for that digital product. So on-off switches, you can choose if the coupon is going to work for certain items and elements. And we're just really excited to kind of deliver this to you guys because I know it's going to bring some sanity to some people and some better understanding of what the platform is capable of. So here's the review page for the coupon code. It kind of gives you a synopsis of the settings you chose. And then also, we're going to start daisy chaining some of these wizards together. So we just created a coupon code. The next natural thing would be to send an email, share it on social media, or even create a landing page offer for it. And for those things, we're going to introduce AI to assist you guys with them. So you're not just going to create an offer or a coupon code, you're going to be able to actually promote it and get it out there into the world as well. All right. Let me look at the comments real quick. Has anyone been typing in any topics they want the AI to write about? That's okay. We'll get to that in a sec.
We did have one suggestion, a couple suggestions, but one was how a directory website can help that website's members grow their business. So how a business can attract more clients by being listed in a directory.
Perfect. All right. So we'll do that one for sure. All right. So you click on the create post wizard, and it's going to ask you what type of post you want to create. Generally, you're going to do an article, website article. You can also do classified ads. You can say, I'm selling my Nike sneakers. That's going to be useful when we bring this and make it available for your users to enhance their posts on your site. So if they're selling some Air Jordans, they can just use this tool on the front end and it can create a nice decorated classified listing as an example. So that's kind of the direction we're going in. But let's do community article. So we have to choose a member who's going to be the author. It's kind of just like choosing the invoice. So we'll just do here. And what's nice here is you actually see the status here. So maybe you don't want to make this guy the author of a post, but doesn't matter either way. So with this, you'll have 2 paths you can take with the post wizard. You can start from scratch. And what you'll do is we chose community article. The categories are here. Basically, you can put a title. and you can give it you can put your content here. So again, it's just as far as even if you're not using the AI, it is convenient here. And we'll just go ahead and publish that. Okay, that's it. The post is created. It took 2 seconds. We did it from scratch. You can then create a new post, which is super helpful. You can view the post on the site. There's not much to see here. It's just one word in the title and description. You can also copy the post link, and that'll kind of, if you want to share that. And again, when we do this later, we'll daisy chain some things that are useful, such as creating a social post, sending an email, or whatever makes sense for the type of wizard we're doing. In this case, let's go to create a new post. And of course, everything the AI creates, it's always recommended to come back and add your human touch on there. We've done our best to kind of make it as human writing as possible. Of course, what you input as well kind of guides as well. But adding your own personal touch and narrative, as easy as this is, probably will help in the long run by spending those extra minutes to do that kind of stuff. So if we go to generate with AI, we'll have a prompt here, and we'll take the gentleman's suggestion. Let's be more specific. I run a doctor directory online. We're going to excuse my spelling here, and I need an article explaining why doctors should be listed to be found in my directory. Include success stories, why it's better than Google alone. I don't know, include deep analysis and be really persuasive. Ask the reader some questions about where they want to be with regard to being busy with clients. Now, the reason I wrote all this is I've actually tested this. I just said write about a trending topic, and it does an amazing job. But I've learned if you give it more context, it's going to kind of create a better result. So that's the input. We can even tell it like include large images with captions throughout mixed in. So I'm just throwing that out there. So you can choose the tone. So I personally see the influencer tone works the best, but we're going to do persuasive on this one, and we'll make it promotional. The length, this is a minimum length that it will target for. Again, you may not want the longest article in the world. Again, if it's a classified listing for some Nike Air Jordans, you probably want something that's, just a few hundred words to, a couple paragraphs. But if you want some long form content and you're probably going to edit it afterwards, the long length works well. And the engagement is basically how clickbaity do you want your title. So if you want it to be totally irresistible, you can go 10. If this is a professional article for, for science or whatever it is, you can do just facts. And then optionally, you can choose to include images or not. What does it do when it includes images? Based on the context of what it is writing about in real time, it will attempt to include images that relate to the article topic. You can always swap out the images with the stock photo library that BD offers you guys, or you can do no. Again, if it's a certain type of listing, you're asking for a social media post, you don't really need all the images, but let's just include it as a yes. And I'm going to come back to the video link and the ad links in just a minute. We'll just go ahead and generate this with AI. It takes about 20 or 30 seconds to cook one of these up. And again, we're looking to have this available to you guys in the next 2 weeks. And I just kind of wanted to talk to you more about what those settings do. So once this is released, you guys can wrap your head around, how to get the best results for the tone and voice that you want from your articles and content. But let's just give this another moment here and we'll see what it spins up for us. And again, I'm crossing my fingers. We're on the webinar. Hopefully it is a good result for us. All right, it should be popping up right now. There we go. I'm going to zoom out real quick. Okay, so doctors get more patients now. Why being listed in our directory beats Google every time? That's good. We didn't even include the name of the directory. We probably should have done that, but we can see here. So again, it attempts to find images that fit the topic. Sometimes it does miss the mark. I've had to do articles on like best honeymoon destinations. Those articles come out 10 out of 10, like perfectly. But let's just keep scrolling down here. I'll show you how we can swap out the images later. Why our directory brings you more patients. And here's kind of like a karate image. Doctors in our, here's what the captions, doctors in our directory report more new patient appointments each month. Google alone doesn't deliver the right patient. So real success stories and how our directory makes you stand out. So these are kind of some dark pictures, but what we can do very easily is when we see this, hit the stock photo library tool, and we could just search for happy doctor. And that'll solve all our problems here with kind of the drab images that it chose. So we'll just drop an image here. Okay, perfect. Already the article's feeling a lot better. Questions every doctor should ask. It's a pretty long article here. So again, this is great. You can make that long article and then you can cut it back. And let's go back here and let's go to YouTube real quick, because if you have a video for your article where you're just adding a random video from YouTube that kind of complements your video and that kind of keeps people on your site a bit more. Let's see if we can do here. Doctors get patients. Let's get a little video here. Okay, great. Now, sometimes if the video, let me stop that. All right. So sometimes videos are copyright protected, like they don't want it to be embedded. Generally, 99% of all YouTube videos, they encourage you to embed them around the internet. That's the #1 tool for it. So what you can do is there is a video link option here, and you have 3 choices with that. You can have it at the top, the middle, or the bottom. Start at the top first, and we'll regenerate the post. Right now, what's happening is I went back a step. What we'll be releasing after this is released is a remix option. So if you did like the article output, you don't have to come back and have it regenerate in an entirely new article. You can just suggest changes you want to your existing article that it's spun up. And that'll be, 1, be a lot quicker, and 2, you'll be able to save the good output that it did in the first place for you. Also, while we're doing this, let's duplicate this one more time. We can cook up a couple of them at the same time. Okay, this one already came up. And here we could see the video is now at the top. And it really makes a difference when there's a video included in the article. And it's smart. It knows not to like put an image immediately after a video. It'll add some paragraphs of text. We can also ask it to include bullet points. You can get creative with the types of elements you want to include in the post. There are some guardrails on this one specifically not to create a full-on landing page with the post, but it does have a lot of freedom to include things such as videos. And one more thing that's going to be a game changer with this, the video is nice, but let's go back. And what we're going to do is we can actually tell it to include links. What's important in articles, either internal linking to your site or external linking to sources that you kind of want to link out to, or you promise them a link. But being able to do that quickly is really, really important and really helpful. So you'll be able to add up to 5 links. I'm just going to use that same YouTube link just for the sake of showing it here. And you can choose the link text you want. You could say, join our site today, list your practice. And some of them you can leave blank. And what you can also do with the links is choose if you want to open in the same window or if you want to open a new browser tab when they click that link. So I'll just do these 2, same window, and the other one's new browser link. So I'll let that cook up one more time. And David, did we get any other topics that anyone wanted an article on? We can give it a spin.
We did get one other suggestion. It wasn't that specific, but it was for generating a press release. So maybe the doctor directory website wants to put out a press release.
Perfect. All right, let's do that. Right. Official press release for the launch of my doctor directory called date a doctor. Do they have that one? I don't know. On this site, you can find medical professionals. That's a good one if no one made that one yet. That's a date. All right. It's just like Tinder, but only doctors and medical professionals allowed. Explain how it will be disruptive. And we're accepting early investor seed money. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do it professional. And we'll do this one as a news article. We'll stick with the length. Engagement, we'll do 5. We don't want it too, jokestery. And images, we'll do no images because we don't need to. And of course, I'm showing you what you can do with the links for now. Let's do the YouTube video, but do it in the middle of the post, just so you guys can see how that feels when there's content pushed in the middle of the post. Let's generate that.
And while this is cooking, we did get
Yeah.
a great question from Don, who's asking, where do these posts show up on the website once they're generated?
Perfect. Great question. So just like I did the sample with the one word test, it is just like you can choose if they're publish or draft mode. So you don't have to publish it live every time you use the tool. You can set them all as draft and then come back and re-edit them till you're ready. But right here, I'm on the articles feed of the website. We can see that sample one that I created is right here at the top. And we'll also publish these other 2 that we're cooking as well. So let's go back to the doctors one, to joining the doctors one. And let's see the internal links we added here. It says join our site today and stop missing out. So it already included the link there. Huge value. And we can come here, list your practice. That was another choice of the anchor text that we chose. Let's see what it says. List your practice and join the doctors who have already grown their practices with us. So it kind of knows exactly what the context is when you provide the anchor text. And then we did 3 more links, but we didn't provide the anchor text. Let's see if it decided to include it. I did include it. It did it as a full URL here. And the other one also full URL. This one it chose to repeat with list your practice. It even added frequently asked questions about listing at the bottom. We didn't ask it to do that. And it's just firing off links in the articles, which is awesome. And if you don't want them, of course, you can just, where's that delete button? Oh, there should be a trash can button here for the link, there it is, unlink. Okay. So there it is. So great article. Let's actually go ahead and publish this, which takes half a second. Okay. So Don was asking where it shows up on the site. It's immediately available on the site if you've chosen to publish it. And there it is right there. And we got some more doctor images here. This one was weird. It kind of, I think this is a bit, the image is a big rectangle image. It just has a bunch of negative space. So good stuff there. Let's switch to the datadoctor.com site. So Data Doctor, this is the press release, the exclusive dating platform for medical professionals. Okay. Is now live, opening doors to singles who want to meet and date licensed doctors. Okay. A new era in online dating. Data Doctor stands apart. It's a little more dry and professional, but that was what we chose, right? We chose a professional article. We didn't do the clickbait engagement to 10. So it's really pared down and toned down, more sticking to quote unquote facts for this one. Let's see what it says. How datadoctor.com sets a new standard. Disrupting the dating industry. These subheadings are great. And again, we can ask it to include bullet points. We can ask it to make comparison tables. Let's actually do that. I have not actually specifically done that. Include a comparison table about why it's better than, what are they? Tinder and, I don't know, what's the other one? Bumble? Okay. Or there you go. Let's see what it does with a comparison table. I actually haven't tested that. And actually, let's go back here also, and let's do one more sample post here. We'll go create post, and let's actually do the classifieds one. Let's do those Air Jordans that we've been talking about. And if anyone is selling Air Jordans, put it in the comments there. I am a shoe collector there. I do like to collect those. All right. So
And
selling, yeah.
Matthew Brooks, co-founder and CTO here at BD, he's joining us. He said another great tip, we can actually tell within this prompt, tell it to generate the article in another language like Spanish. So it doesn't have to be in English, these posts that are generated.
It will actually, you're not even going to have to tell it that. It's going to know your website's main language. It's going to default to that once. That's a great point. Yeah, it's going to default to that. So whether you're in Mandarin Chinese, German, you can ask it to do anything, but let's actually do it. Selling my Air Force Ones from the 90s, mint condition, right in, let's do German. Okay. And let's actually include images, and let's just say, keep it short, 3 paragraphs. I can sort paragraphs. No. I think with AI, honestly, guys, I think I was telling David, my brain goes so much quicker than I'm typing, and I get tripped up on the words. But it's important to take a moment and actually try to spell those words right. All right, so let's generate with AI here. And let's also publish this one, the Data Doctor one. We'll go down to the bottom here. Oh, it did the comparison chart. There we go. So it has done a comparison chart, and I don't know what it's comparing, but we'll publish it and we'll take a look at it on the live site. So this already looks like a press release. Again, no images. We did include that video on purpose in the middle of the article, and it chose somewhere in the article to post it. And yeah, we can see here comparison of Data Doctor versus Tinder and Bundle. So yeah, these would obviously be better with icons or check marks, but we can see it's already done a comparison table there for us. All right, let's go back to the sneaker, Air Force Ones in German. So I'm not going to try reading that. I did ask for about 3 paragraphs, and it gave us a bit more. But yeah, I like this one. They got some sneaker pictures in there. It says Air Force, so it got some airplane fighter jets as well. But again, it's on us. We can edit this article, and we can just delete all this. And yeah, we can have that post right there. And look, it's got some Nikes in there. And all the images are coming from royalty-free stock photo library. So they're perfectly safe to use and have on your site with what the AI is providing. All right, so I can ramble on for this. I want to save some time for the Q&A. Also, tons of fun. And also, this is just the beginning. As we mentioned, when you post an article, what do we want to daisy chain to that? Promote it on social media, right? Or copy the link and email it to a friend or a member or something like that. What's also cool about this, we've done tips of the week on how to write spotlight articles on your members. There's going to be a spotlight feature on this where you choose the member that you want to be written about with the spotlight article, and it will generate that for you. Of course, you can further edit it and give it a user prompt, but basically you just pop in the member's URL link and it will spin you a nice decorated article for that member that you want to showcase, and you can put your little twist on the user prompt as well. But again, your members should love it. The point of the directory for a lot of directories is an advertisement for professionals in the businesses. So that's just going to make things a lot easier. And also, you can sell that as a boost, right? With the manage offers, you can make, a spotlight article, something that you sell for $50 or something nominal where the member is going to raise their hand. And that will be another revenue driver for you guys as well. So cool stuff coming. Again, there just aren't enough hours in the day, but we are trying to push as quickly as we can. I think the next month or two, we should see some huge strides, and we really want to get this into your guys' hands because you can benefit so much from it. And that's what we want you guys to be successful with your project. So with that said, I do see some questions queued up here. We'll do our best to get to as many questions as we can. And let's go here. Good friend Rich, no dumb questions here, Rich. What's the use case scenario for manually adding a new member manually? There are a lot of use cases for that. If you're taking their order over the phone, right? Some people call customers and they're closing them to join the directory, or it might not be a business directory like a Yellow Pages. It could be a more close-knit membership community, and they're going to take that initial information over the phone, get a credit card on file, and bill them. Other things, you might be migrating from another site or another platform to Brilliant Directory. directories and there were a few stragglers and you're not going to do a CSV file import, so you'll just go ahead and manually create the records, send them their login information, and have them put the rest of the information that way. Also for testing purposes, if you're the admin of the site, sometimes you want to test your site, so you'll add a new member, and I'm sure there are a ton more there. So yeah, you'll be able to add members. Okay, our good friend Michelle is asking, are there plans to revamp the UI UX of the sites and the back office? So yeah, to answer that question, that is in the works. I'll just quickly show you something we covered a little earlier in the webinar. So just for example, just on the dashboard, we're working on, and this is going to set a precedent for other pages in the admin as well, and then following suit on the front end of sites as well. But really the key here is more of a softer aesthetic, that modern feel, as we say, for certain elements in the backend area. In this particular case, it's not just about the elements, it's also about the functionality. So we're going to be providing you with graphs and charts that show you traction, activity, etc. From your site as well. So we're going to try to pump things out as quickly as possible. But realistically, if we're looking, 6 months from now, we should be in a totally different place. So in that meantime, what I would recommend is continue to focus on your communities and providing value for your members, and the tech and the UI and stuff is just gonna follow suit right after that. So just keep doing what you're doing with your communities, and remember, every new feature or release that BD pushes, that is news that you can say to your community. Now we have this, now we have that, and you can be the hero because you can say, now you can do XYZ with your profile or whatever it might be. And that's kind of the beauty of the updates that BD pushes, is that is your news to deliver to your members when it is applicable. So good stuff there. Great question, Michelle. Thank you.
And we do have Will joining us.
All right, we'll take another question while Will is getting set up with his mic. Okay, let's see here. Will these new AI features be part of the VIP Add-Ons Club? So great question there. We're currently beta testing it. Of course, with AI, we know there are some costs with using the tokens and the credits. We're going to do our best to deliver as much as possible to the BD community without any costs, as much as we can. So that'll be our first step, and we'll see where it starts becoming a hindrance or starts kind of working backwards for us. And we always want to be fair with you guys, and we'll figure out something moving forward. But the first thing is we want to get it out to you guys and get feedback so we can improve it and kind of deliver some happiness to you guys right off the bat. So as far as the pricing and stuff like that, just our general disposition always is how we can offer the most value for the least amount of money in general. So that'll be the same thing with this as well. All right, let's see. I think this is Stacy's asking, I would love some info on what the categories mean, or 1, 2, 3 it out. So good question there. I'm going to guess a beginner question. That's not anything wrong with that. When your Brilliant Directory site launches, you have the blog articles publishing tool, the events publishing tool, and I'll show you in the admin here. They have placeholder categories. So if you go to edit post settings, so you have different post types, right? Every type of post is a channel of content: blog articles, coupons, events, photo albums. Think of them as channels of content. So for any one of these, and let me zoom in here a little bit. Let's say you had a site that was focused, it was a classified site, and it was only jewelry, right? You were only doing jewelry classified listings on the site. So let's go to the classifieds here. And by default, all these post types we just saw, they start with, classified category 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the categories your members can choose when they're posting it. But what you might want to do if you have, for example, a jewelry directory or jewelry marketplace, you could do bracelet, if I spelled that right or wrong. You could do necklace, if I spell that right or wrong. You can do, I don't know what jewelry is, toe ring, earring, nose ring, what are the tennis bracelet? I don't know. So you could put your different categories here. It's meant for you to replace the category 1, 2, and 3, Stacy, and that allows you to kind of better cater the post types and the content and gear it more towards your personal community that your website is serving. So when you add them here in a comma separated list, it will automatically be available when you're creating a blog post or whatever type of post. So they'll put the title, they can choose a category if they want, it's recommended, and all the other information available for those posts. So that'll be right here in the post categories. Okay, good question there. All right, who do we got here? Nikki's asking, you've mentioned Interior Design Pro a few times, just wondering how you built the initial supplier relationship and how you got them to pay for initial leads. So we did have pre-Brilliant Directories. We were running our own directories. We had many actually. One of them was for the interior design industry. It was a directory of designers, decorators, and later we expanded to manufacturers or people who supplied interior design products. And actually, they actually could afford a higher ticket price because it was, I don't want to say a factory, but it was a brand, a line of, furniture. And they were happy to pay, $500 a year or $500 a month. Of course, return on investment is key. So you want to provide some value back to them. But just to your question is, we did start the directory with the interior designers first. We did a pre-launch. We said this directory is coming. You're going to be able to upload your portfolio. We're going to help you get visibility. We did those things when we launched. And also when we launched, we did Google pay-per-click campaigns. So we were bringing in leads from consumers. We targeted keywords like I needed an interior designer in Los Angeles. And therefore we were able to provide leads to the designer. So it was a good relationship. In fact, when those leads came in, we actually called each lead of the consumer to make sure that the email was correct, the phone number, and also to extract more information about the project and to make sure they really had a project there before, or unless it was a dud. But when we extracted that additional information, the designers who purchased the leads, I think they were paying $20 per lead, started trusting the platform. And of course, not every lead turns into a customer, and that's why it has to be at a nominal cost. But sometimes leads were just wrong. They were just invalid. The person totally changed their mind. And that's where we had a nice credit system with the designers. But for the suppliers, once we had the designers, again, this is the Uber game, right? Driver versus rider. We had the designers and we would reach out. We would find databases of manufacturers to email. And we said, we have this database of interior designers. Do you want to get your products in front of these designers? And we'll also do spotlight articles on your furniture and this and that. So they wanted to get the attention of the interior designer. So all these directories are marketplaces, whether it's consumer to professional or B2B or manufacturer to consumer, whatever the case is, you want to build that marketplace and you almost want to sell the dream that being here will help you get more visibility specifically to the type of audience, the type of customer they're after. So one more thing I'm going to say, because this is really important, and I want to give a shout out to Patrick Brunel, who used to work with us here at Brilliant Directories. When you go to yelp.com, Yelp doesn't make money from us, the consumers. Yelp makes money from the businesses listed on the website. However, everything about Yelp screams for the consumer to search the site. In fact, a business has to scroll all the way to the bottom of Yelp's website to figure out that there is Yelp for Business and all the services they offer. And this is by design because then they tell the businesses, look, our site caters to consumers. Now, Yelp is Yelp, so there's going to be no comparison to that. But the methodology here is correct. When you're talking to the business and they see that the homepage is not about the business getting listed, but about the consumer getting connected with the business, now you're planting a seed in that business's head that, hey, maybe my customers are on this website and maybe I should invest a few shekels and test this thing out. And that's kind of the methodology here is when you're building that marketplace, wherever you're trying to bring in, you have to show them that you have the carrot on the other side for them. So again, that could be through verbally telling them or through showing them visually on your homepage that you are indeed catering to the customers that they're after. So it's a long-winded answer there, but really important that we cover that in these webinars. So thank you, Nikki.
And just one last thing specifically on the subject of selling leads. We did, I'm not sure if Nikki, you saw it already, but we did a fantastic tip of the week quite a while ago where we pulled screenshots from that old website and kind of walked through the entire lead selling process, how Interior Design Pro, how they were able to get members signed up on the website, actually communicate the value of the website itself, the membership, the leads. So I went ahead and put the link for that video in the chat if any of you guys do want to check that out.
Thank you, David. That's a great one. So that's a good share there.
And it looks like Will was able to join us. You there?
Hello, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you, Will?
Doing fantastic. I want 3 quick points. One, fantastic with the chat, GPT integration, love it. 2, I've been very, very busy with getting my site launched, and I've had to put in a lot of requests for help, and the team has been extremely helpful. I just wanted to say thank you to them. and give them kudos. My question is, I am set to launch in about a week or so, and I'm doing my initial launch. I'm going to do a promotion where I'm going to give people a one-time fee for access to the site for a lifetime to generate some funds. The way that I'm doing it is setting up doing a setup fee as the one-time cost.
Yes.
That's the best way to do it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Just do the setup cost. And let me help you out there for a second. You can change the verbiage. Let's actually do, because this is going to be important for you. Oh, I'm on the wrong site here. Let me go to the right site. Okay. So let's go to membership plans. What he's suggesting is he's going to have kind of like a early adopters or early bird or founding members promotion. And if they buy in now for a one-time price, then they'll be members for life effectively. So if you go to new membership plan, I'm just going to do this with you. I'm not going to do all the settings. I'm just going to do a name and the number here. Okay. So we'll just call it LTD lifetime plan paid. So you don't have to put anything for monthly or quarterly. Just put the one-time setup fee. We'll just put $100 here as an example, and we'll save the changes. And I want to see something about a text label that you can edit, so it says something more appealing. So we'll go to the sign up page. If it lets me, this is let me log out. Yep, doesn't let you sign up if you're already logged in. Okay, sign up page. Okay. Perfect. So it does say one-time payment. When it's pinned with a recurring, like one-time payment, it does say like setup fee and then the recurring charge underneath it. But this is a text label. So if you were inclined or wanted to update this just to kind of, because it's hard to kind of edit some stuff on the checkout page. Like once they get here, it's all about registering. But just really to seal the deal, you can say like, limited time, I don't know, ends today. One-time payment, lifetime member. I'm just really laying it on thick there. So let's just see what that looks like here. Of course, you can decorate that a bit more. That was really long-winded, but let's take a look. There we go, nice and ugly. Limited time, ends today, one-time payment, and I called it lifetime member too. But you have some control there if that helps you out a bit. Also this because you're going to be doing the founding members, you might want to change this select a payment option to something more promotional, lock in your lifetime membership today, and then you can switch it back once your promotion's over to the regular one where people choose regular plans. So just to give you a little bit of an edge there, you can play with the words here and here.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. Good stuff there. Will's been on some previous webinars as well, so it's good to see you here and glad to hear you are launching in a week. Join us in 2 weeks. Let us know how that launch went. All right, I'm going to choose this guy. He's got a good name here. It's Jason Scott. Regarding the push notifications and computer notifications, when we set up our Brilliant Directory app and our clients also notify their customers who visit their pages, if so, show the steps. You got me on that one. When we set up our Brilliant Directories app, can our clients, so your members, notify their customers who visit their page? No, for now, it's going to be for the admin owner of the site. So you'll get notified on activity on your site. Again, new member sign up, new payments. However, when we have that in place, the next natural segue will be to offer some types of alerts to your members so they can get alerted when a new lead comes in. They don't have to look at their email. If they're on their computer, it'll flash on their screen. So I think what we're going to do, and this was a good question, Jason, is we're going to nail it for the admins of the site. And then when you say also notify their customers, I don't know what that part means, but I'm assuming your clients are the members of your site, and we want to create alerts for them beyond just email alerts. That little bell that kind of wiggles at the top of the website, sometimes that kind of stuff to make your website a bit more interactive for when your members are on your site and interacting with your community. So coming soon, starting with the admin, and we'll probably evolve it further from there. And suggestions like this are great because it kind of gets the juices flowing. So thank you for that. All right, let's see here. Michael's got a question. Michael, what is the process of adding or requesting a third-party payment gateway integration that is currently not available into the current payment workflow? So adding new gateways to integrate into the platform is actually, it's pretty difficult for us. We've tried to select the gateway integrations that are most ubiquitous, most well-known. Of course, there are some blind spots. Later this year, we are trying to actually Stripe, and another solution actually lets you expand to other kind of third-party gateways naturally. So right now, if any of the gateways BD integrates with is not for you, you might want to take the payment off-site. A lot of third payment gateway integrations have embed tools, so you can get the payment and then you can create a workflow. It gets a little complicated, but you can create a workflow that then creates the member on your site, but none of the recurring logic for recurring payments would be available in that setup. So if you can, use one of the gateways that BD already integrates with, that would be recommended. Alternatively, taking the payments offsite. But if you want to type in what that gateway is, I might have a hint as to if you want to rewrite your answer there or edit it, Michael. I can let you know if it is on our roadmap or not as one of the options that we're looking at for the future. So, okay, thank you for that question. All right, let's see here. Rich is asking, when will the analytics be released? I want to say by the next webinar. It's basically done. It needs to go through some QA and stress testing, but let's plan on the next webinar. If not in 2 weeks, Rich, probably by the next, no more than the second webinar from now. All right. Okay, I see a question here. You got 2 questions. Here we go. All right, DP Arnaldo is asking, AI in the directory. I suggest webinars or documentation on how to create AI agents to respond to searches. This would greatly enhance the user experience and could even be offered as an add-on. So we are exploring all avenues for AI. One thing that I will recommend that you could do right now, and actually we do it on the Brilliant Directories site. Building the agent requires some technical knowledge. Sometimes it's better to buy than build. There are solutions out there. I'll just share one with you guys that I know of. For example, Chatbase, and I'm not necessarily promoting this one. There's a lot like it. You can see. Basically, what you do is you can upload your Brilliant Directory sitemap, and it scans all the pages of your website. And you tell the chatbot that you can only share information from the pages of my website. And then what you do is you can then embed that chatbot on the corner of your site. Here's our demo site. This is not trained up on the sitemap, but when this pops up here, I think. Anyways, the little bubble comes here. Yeah, there it is. And you can say, what are you looking for on this site? And because it's trained up on your sitemap, you really did no work at all. You just fed it your sitemap. It knows the pages of your site. You say, I'm looking for doctors in Los Angeles. And it'll find all the doctors in Los Angeles and recommend those links in the chat and reply back to the person, almost like a concierge on your site, kind of like how banks have and things like that. But that would be the quickest way to get something like this, Arnaldo, is use one of these AI chatbots that allow you specifically to add your sitemap and just give it a good user prompt. You can only share information from the sitemaps. Your job is to recommend pages of my site to users. And now you have a butler on your site who, as people come to your website, it asks them, what are you looking for? And it can actually direct them to related pages based on what they're looking for. And then they don't actually have to use the search on your site. Of course they can, but they can chat and find their way to places around your site. So not the exact answer you're looking for, but that's something you can do this afternoon and have a butler or a concierge AI on your site helping people find content. All right, we got some more questions here. I'm just going to keep loading them up. Taisha is asking, how can I get member listings to display on the homepage using the same design format as the search results? So that one's a bit tricky. The search results look is a little different than the homepage one. There is a way to do it. It's going to take more than 2 minutes on the webinar, but if you ask it in the Facebook group, I can give you an answer in a little bit, or someone might have already done it. I just want to make sure I give you the correct piece of snippet of code to do it. You don't need to be a coder. You just need to know which snippet of code to drop in. And I'm trying to think of it off the top of my head and I don't have it, but ask that question in the Facebook group. You can also email the support team. 50-50, they'll give you an answer. They try to stay away from too much customization work, but that kind of is a gray area. That's not really a customization. That's more of a modification. So you might want to ask ask in the Facebook group and the support team. We'll do our best to help you out. All right, more questions coming in. Okay, here's a good one. Julio's asking, can you explain more about Google Maps? How much did you actually pay? Hopefully you'll be getting your system for a nonprofit. So the thing with Google Maps is it provides the best location-based searches. There are some other ones out there, Open Maps and things like that. And some people have requested, I don't want to use Google Maps. I want to use the other one because of price and things like that. One is Google gives the best response. The other two, it's kind of like a quagmire. It's actually so baked into the platform, undoing it or putting another map option in there, it's just too much uphill battle. So if cost is an issue with the map, and it's really hard to hit that map limit, actually, unless you're just doing something really egregious. We do have an article. Let me just search, turn off Google Maps and Brilliant Directories. You can actually disable the Google Maps in certain areas of your site where it might not be that useful to have it there, but it keeps using the API usage. So you can kind of calm it down, tone it down a bit. This article shows you everywhere a Google map is displayed on your site. And you could visit these places and pick and choose if you want to disable the Google map on any of these pages. So I just shared the link in the comments there, Julio. And this should give you some guidance on how to kind of curb the Google Maps usage. Again, they do provide free credits generally for a site receiving normal traffic. Those credits are ample. Any cost would be nominal. But if you have, expensive costs with Google Maps, like, anything over $75 to $150 a month, I hope you would have traffic and revenue to balance that out, or I would take a look at this article and kind of see where you can kind of reduce some of that usage. But by and large, for most people, we're not going to see a Google Maps bill until the site has actually grown to a significant level of traffic. Good question there. Let's see how we're doing on time here, guys. I will take another question here. Let's see if we didn't get someone yet. We'll take two more questions here. Okay, Soul Light is asking, will you ever update options to modernize member pages and member search pages? So, yep, modernization is always in place. I will say this about design: choosing good colors and decluttering the pages go a long way for design. The results are, mainly bare bones. There's the home page, a search results page, and the member profile page. But yeah, definitely we appreciate these suggestions to modernize and improve some of the UI. So stay tuned for some of that. In the meantime, I do want to leave you with something, Soul, that's just, if you want to chew your teeth on something, maybe a weekend project, I do have a video. Let me think where it was. I think it was here. This is a fun one. Kind of takes you on how to change the look of a member profile page. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Here it is, transform member profiles. And it goes through all the point and click settings that BD offers, so no coding or anything. And then it slowly gets a little bit more advanced in the video, but everything can be copy and pasted. I'll share this here with you in the comments. And that's a fun watch. And let me just turn on the video. Let me see if we can get to the final. So we can see where it starts, kind of like the LinkedIn look is what I like to call that one. And it goes to around here at the end of the video. Let's just play. So slight modification. It's got the cover. Oh, it went away. But yeah, we saw like a, background image there. The image starts overlaying the background image. So very subtle stuff, but yeah, this video should give you something to chew on and maybe inspire some ideas for you as well with what's possible with the existing settings. All right, let's just keep going. We got time. All right, Don's asking, where can we change the settings for these articles to show newer articles first? Great question. So as we mentioned before, each post type is effectively a channel of content. So if we go to edit post settings, when we say it's a channel of content, it's really good because you can also clone post types. So you don't even need to use categories. You don't have to have article with a category for finance. You could just clone the post type and just have a post type for finance articles. And then that even has its own set of subcategories. So again, channels of content is a great way to think of these post types. But to your question, when you get to the search results page, you can choose the sort order that that the articles are presented in. So if we go to edit post settings, choose the post type where you want to modify the search results page sort order, click on search results design. And if we scroll down here, just a moment, okay. Under additional settings in that search results design field, I think one of the first options here, yeah, order results by, there's a lot of options here. But basically date posted, earliest to last is the earliest will do the newest ones first, all the way to the last. Start date applies to more like event posts. Like if the event has a start date, you can choose if you want the ones that are events that are starting the soonest first to put those ahead. Post ID, that's more based on the database. That has nothing to do with the published date. It's just the number of the ID in the database. And then A to Z, that's your simple alphabetical order. That actually is useful. I've seen some people create a post type called glossary, and it's just terms that are used for that industry, and they do sort that in alphabetical order. It's basically a dictionary or glossary for terms of an industry, and actually that's pretty good for SEO as well. So yeah, order results by done is where you can see that for the post type. If we went too quick, you can watch the replay and you can follow those steps. All right, I want to get someone who hasn't asked a question yet. Okay, Rogelio is asking, can I set up a user account with limited admin privileges? This would be for an assistant. You absolutely can. Let me show you where you can do that. So if you go to your settings and you go to admin accounts, you're the owner of the site. Don't forget that. So when you come here, you can invite an admin via email. So you can put this in and you can invite Jason to your website. And you can set the role, right? So are they an owner, a developer, or full access? These three technically have full access. Can they only manage content, meaning they won't see any finance information, or only they manage members as an example? Also, you can create your own custom role. So let's do that together. Let's new admin role. And we're going to call this Rogelio's assistant. And what you can do here, right here in all these settings, is all the sidebar links here. So you can choose what they can see. So perhaps only they can edit members. They can only search members and edit members, and that's it. They can't do anything else on the website. Now, even if they go to a link directly, if they have a direct link to a page in your admin, it will block them out. They can't, just because the link won't be in the side menu here, doesn't mean that they can still go to the page. So to answer your question, yes, go to admin accounts and then click on the admin roles, and you can create your own role and choose what pages in the admin they have access to. It'll be right here, this admin role settings. Good question there. All right, we go with Rich just for tradition at this point. Rich is asking from Podcasters Directory. The invoice option is great. Just had a need for this recently. Will it automatically add a PDF copy of the invoice? This is a fantastic question. If you have the add-on for PDF invoices, then yes, anytime the user is looking at the invoice, there will be a complementing PDF copy of that invoice. A link to the PDF invoice can be included in emails you send when you're asking for those funds. And also when they're logged in to pay for the invoice, they can download the PDF invoice for good measure as well. So yes, to that, I like saying yes, and that is a yes there. So good stuff there, guys. Thank you for all your questions. I'm sorry we didn't get to all of them. Please feel free to ask them in the Facebook group. Great webinar, lots of lab updates. Big shout out to the Brilliant Directories development team. We'll post the replay in the Facebook group. Go to the Facebook group now. We'll share the link one more time and just comment on the free swag post. We'll choose 20 winners to win $20 gift certificates to the Brilliant Directories swag store. And of course, if you've got a BD site, download the BD app. The next webinar will be in 2 weeks. We'll be in August. This year is flying by. We're way past midpoint for 2025. What we're looking at now is basically the holidays coming soon. Join us in the Facebook group, brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. And don't forget to subscribe to the BD YouTube channel. On behalf of myself, David, and the entire Brilliant Directories family, this has been tons of fun. This has been great. We love you guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a great day. Take care, guys. We'll see you soon.